Hey, welcome back to another episode in the Simple Nutrition Insights podcast. I am your host, Leonila Campos, registered dietitian. And today I want to tell you all about my last summer camp with Fresno Unified School District. And the name of our camp was Fuel Up and Be Fit. And it's just so amazing to see how much we've grown as a company as part of Fresno Unified enrichment programs, summer school programs, and just how much students grow in just either a week or 3 weeks. And so I really wanted to come, by today and really share these lessons and what we learn and um, yeah, all about the summer camp. So we started doing this summer camp again with Fresno Unified. This is part of Fresno Unified School District, so only students that go to Fresno Unified are able to join the summer camps. And I remember when we first got the opportunity to partner with them as a vendor, which was really exciting, right? I've done nutrition education for schools, from first grade, kindergarten, all the way to high school, adult school, and so I've not what's the word? I've always been into nutrition education, right? And it's just so amazing to see how much students, how much kids really learn things obviously that they don't know or they might think they know, because even though nutrition, not specifically nutrition education, but for example, the 5 food groups, right? There is a campaign about the My Plate, and I see that in the schools. Usually, it's just like a poster, right, in the cafeteria. Some teachers do an amazing job at maybe adding some of those components into their lesson plans, and it teaches them about nutrition, right? I know an amazing teacher that we worked together when I was doing nutrition education for the community. Shout out to Miss Cates, Julie Cates, and we work for the University of California Cooperative Extension, and we talked all about nutrition. We would go into the classrooms, and we would teach a lesson, right? A lesson about something specific, about hydration or fruits and vegetables. And so we really love that. And in her classroom now, she's a teacher, a middle school teacher. She does so many amazing things, including nutrition, right? She shows students, even though they have this specific lesson plan, right, that they have to follow and standards and a core curriculum, she goes above and beyond, and she teaches about nutrition. So it's so amazing to see that. But of course, not all teachers are able to do that, right? There's time crunch and so many things that kids have to learn, so many things to focus on, right? And so when we had this opportunity to partner with Fresno Unified to be able to bring in our camp, right? I thought about, okay, what, obviously nutrition is something that I want to talk about, because as a registered dietitian, right, and the patterns I'm seeing over the years, right, that nutrition is something that they don't learn, but it's something that we need throughout our stages of life. And so I said, okay, of course, nutrition, but what else can we add? So it is like an all-in-one camp per se, that it teaches students, right, different skills. And so as I talked to my sister Maria, who's a personal trainer, she said, how about we add some kind of fitness, right? We know that the recommendation for children to stay active is at least 60 minutes of physical activity. And so during summer, a lot of kids don't have a lot of physical activity, right, because it's summer break, unless if they're in other camps or in sports, that this is happening. So we said, okay, we're doing nutrition, we're doing fitness. What else, right? What else? Something fun, something that the kids are going to learn and can continue to do as they continue to grow, maybe as they go home. And so we came up with the idea of also adding cooking, right? That component of hands-on cooking, right? And so it has been a hit. I know there's a few other camps that also offer cooking camps, and they are a hit too, right? Kids are so interested in learning how to make meals and learning how to make recipes. And those are skills that are not taught anymore, right? We're not teaching children how to use a knife properly, how to stir things, how to measure things. And in our minds, like, that doesn't matter. It absolutely does, right? These are life skills that we're going to continue to use for the rest of our lives. And so, for knowing that, right, knowing how to make something for themselves, is going to be huge. Not only to know how to feed themselves, but also how to combine these food groups and make healthy and balanced meals. And so, when we came up with this idea of adding nutrition, fitness, and cooking, right, we said, okay, we have a perfect combo. Let's develop a curriculum. Let's develop a plan to implement, right? The first year, I think the first 2 years were like lessons learned, right? Let's try it and let's see how things go. Now with the third year, we continue to perfect our camp. And with the feedback that we get from parents, with the feedback that we get from students, we try different age groups. And so far, what we've noticed is that ages upper elementary, like fifth grade to middle school, fifth to eighth grade, seem to be the ages or the group, the grades where the students are really interested, right? Yeah, they might complain, they might say, oh, I don't want to do the exercise, I don't want to stretch today, but they do it, right? And we stay focused, right? The working groups, and it helps them to develop leadership skills, right? But also communicating with each group and delegating tasks. So it has been really amazing. Usually, the way that we start, right, our program or our camp, because this camp is 3 weeks, 3 weeks during the summer, and our camp usually, and it has been like that since we started, it goes from 8 in the morning to 5 p.m. So they come to camp, right, and we make breakfast. This year I had the opportunity to partner with one of my college professors to get volunteers, right? I know that in our dietetics profession or our nutrition profession, hours are needed, right? So they have to have volunteer hours, however many. And so I wanted to give that opportunity to my profession too, right? To give back. And so I had two volunteers and then some staff as well, and they did so amazing. Man, I can't thank them enough for how much work they did and the amazing things that they did to support me and also to support the students. So the students would come at around 8 in the morning, and we would make breakfast, right? The volunteers and my staff and I would make breakfast, right? I had a menu. The menu was balanced, right? As a dietitian, that was one of my priorities. I said, okay, we are going to feed these students, right, breakfast, lunch, and snacks, because we're going to have them for many hours. I want to make sure that they're fueling themselves properly and they're getting the nutrients that they need. Um, you're going to hear my son; they're here, and so I'm sure that he's going to come in um, crying. So it's going to be okay. So. Um, Yes, and we made breakfast, lunch, and snacks. I made sure they were balanced. I had a menu. We'd buy the ingredients, and we would come together and make these meals. The interesting thing, though, is that you might think, oh, kids are not going to eat veggies or they're not going to eat fruit. I'll be right back. It's just because that me and Linux were fighting Okay, we're back. I needed to diffuse the situation. Let's see. Okay, so let's continue here. As I was mentioning that about the camp, right? So bear with me a moment. I'm trying to record this as well. For some reason, it's not working. Okay. I'm saying your face. There you go. Okay. So, yes, and so they would come and have breakfast, and then we would give them some time, right, to settle down. And we had board games, we had like different things that they could use, puppets, puzzles, things that they could use um, to play while we got ready, and just to give them some time to settle down after having their breakfast. And so once that happened, then we would take them outside, right? And we would do a walk, about a 10-minute walk. They if they wanted to jog, they would jog. If they wanted to um, just walk slowly, that's fine. But everybody needed to do a 10-minute walk, and that's before we started our exercise, right? And so then I can go clean them. And so then after they were finished their 10-minute walk, we then we the venue where we had it was pretty amazing, because there was a playground and there was a field, and so they had the chance to go in the playground and play um, during the really hot days, like in the 110 degrees plus. We allowed them, or we gave them the opportunity to play outside longer, right? Because we knew that as soon as it hit 105, which was the recommendation to, or closer to that no, that temperature, to keep them inside for their own safety. And so um, we would give them the opportunity to play longer, right? And then we would go inside. And my sister Maria, who's the personal trainer, she would lead the fitness part of it. When it was a circle type program, right, where we would exercise for 30 seconds and rest for 30 seconds. Every day would be something different, and targeting different muscle areas. And it was pretty amazing to see, how even the students that were struggling to do a movement, which we would show them how to do, how to modify, right, for their safety. We stretched right at the beginning of the exercises and then at the end of the program, and it was just so amazing to see them, like, getting into it. um, Sometimes the stretching, before and after would be a little struggle, because they wouldn't want to, like, do it right. But my sister mentioned, and this was really important, right, that stretching is super important to prevent injuries, just to help them be flexible and stay healthy. And so now they're learning these things, right, as if they decide to do a sport, how important it is to stretch before and after exercising. And then once that was done, we would give them another break, right, about 30 minutes, just for them to relax, and have a little break. And then we will start our first cooking activity. Every day we did something different. And we did 2 cooking activities, right? Because we have them for a lot over the whole day. So the first cooking activity was, and we did different things. We did tamales, right, in the pressure cooker, and they learned how to mix the masa, how to add ingredients, how to mix things. They learn about tamale making, right? How to soak the leaves, how to use the leaves and spread the dough, and then how to cook them, right? We had there, I don't know, I think we had like 3 or 4 pressure cookers, and we put the tamales in there, and then they got to try them. And that was the first cooking activity. Then they would have another break, and then they will have lunch, right? While the activity, while they were relaxing and having that break, then we would start lunch, right? And we did different things. We did a chicken salad, which someone might think, oh, they're not gonna eat their salad. Every single kid ate the salad, the chicken salad. And then we had pasta with lots of veggies in it and ground beef. We did tacos with rice and beans. We did, oh my goodness, we did so many things I can't even remember. And then they would have a break, right? We would put a movie so they would relax. We would have board games. We would play a game. And then as they got to know each other, they started to have build like more of these. They started to feel comfortable with each other, and they would play together, right? Or they would exchange information so they can continue to stay connected. And so after that, after that break, then we would start our second activity. And we did, in our second activity, we did a solar oven. Right? It was really hot, so building that solar oven together, and then putting their s'mores, right? The graham crackers, marshmallow, and chocolate, and we would take them outside, and they would see that process, right, of the sun, the solar energy melting the chocolate. It wasn't extremely hot to melt the marshmallow, but the idea was like, how can we use natural energy, right, to melt something, chocolate? We did mini cakes, right, in the air fryer. We use the air fryer a lot, and that is one of the things that we use, because we want to show students, we want to show kids that you can make simpler meals in an air fryer, right, that doesn't require turning on the stove. And then if for some reason, right, you're spacey or you forget, the air fryer is set and it just turns off on its own. And so it's a little bit safer in that way. Obviously, we teach them about safety, right, and how things are hot and how to get them out in a safe way. But the idea is to use tools, like kitchen gadgets, that they can use with minimal supervision. So that was that, right? We did that. We did we did pita pizzas. We did Rice Krispies. What else did we do? Empanadas. That was a huge one. We did empanadas, apple, and then some kiddos wanted just jelly, right? And they were able to do the dough and then do it themselves and then bake them. We did parfaits, yogurt parfaits, and so many other activities. And then the play, right? We have lots of breaks. We know that students need a lot of breaks in different stages that they can use to not do one thing and then get bored and get distracted. And so we would encourage them to go outside. If the temperature was allowing us, we would go outside and play volleyball or basketball or throw the football. Or if they wanted to go into the playground, they would go into the playground. So it was just really amazing to see how much they learn just in 1 week. We had students that were with us for the 3 sessions, 3 weeks, and that was pretty amazing too. So we're excited to do it winter time, right? And hopefully we start doing it also in the after school programs that is on the works. And so we're excited to really continue to show students that they have these abilities, right? That they're able to do these things. Even kids that, maybe are more higher functioning, maybe have autism, and they need some extra support. The district was amazing at sending us paraprofessionals to support that. and they were able to also participate. And so essentially anybody can learn, right, these skills and these tools that we're going to continue to use for the rest of our lives. And that is the idea, right? That the idea of our camp is to show students how to move their bodies, how to fuel their bodies in a healthy, in a safe way, right? In a not judgmental way. And that all foods fit, right? That we can use the 5 food groups, we can use everything in terms of nutrition to fuel our bodies. And yeah, it just has been really amazing, like this partnership. And hopefully that other school districts see all the work that Fresno Unified is doing, and they're able to replicate that, right? They're able to bring those programs to their schools, because they provide so much knowledge, but also a safe place, right? A safe place for students to go during the summer when parents are still having to work. But students, they still need a safe place to go, right? And to either learn or have fun, be out of the streets, right? Have a meal. And it's just really amazing. So we're so thankful to be part of them, and I can wait to continue to bring our services to the students and to the community. And so that is it, my friends. I hope that these inspires you, and if any school districts or any programs that maybe want to add as this part, nutrition, fitness, and cooking as part of their curriculum, as part of what they do with students, let me know. And yeah, take care, stay safe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.